Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our English learning journey. Today, we are going to learn English through a simple and beautiful morning story. This story is designed for English learners who want to improve their listening, vocabulary, pronunciation, and speaking skills. As you listen, don't worry if you don't understand every word. Listen carefully and try to understand the story from the context. Pay attention to the simple sentences and everyday English expressions. You can pause the story whenever you need. You can repeat the sentences aloud. You can write down new words and practice them later. Remember, you don't need perfect English to start speaking. You just need regular practice and a positive mindset. So sit comfortably, listen carefully, and enjoy this English learning story. Let's learn English together, one story at a time. Now, let's begin our story. A beautiful morning. It was a beautiful morning. The sun was slowly rising. The sky was bright and clear. Birds were singing in the trees. A cool breeze was moving through the garden. A young boy named Daniel woke up early. Daniel opened his eyes. He looked at the clock. It was 6 o'clock in the morning. Daniel smiled. He felt fresh and happy. He got out of bed. He opened his window. Fresh air came into the room. Daniel took a deep breath. He looked outside. The garden looked beautiful. The flowers were opening. The leaves were moving gently. A few birds were sitting on a tree. Daniel said, "What a beautiful morning." He made his bed. Then he opened his curtains. Sunlight entered the room. His room became bright. Daniel went to the bathroom. He brushed his teeth. He washed his face. He looked in the mirror. He smiled at himself. Daniel said, "Today will be a good day." He wanted to start his day positively. He went back to his room. He changed his clothes. He put on a clean shirt. He put on comfortable shoes. Then he went downstairs. His mother was already awake. She was preparing breakfast. Daniel entered the kitchen. He said, "Good morning, Mom." His mother smiled. She said, "Good morning, Daniel." Daniel asked, "Did you sleep well?" His mother said, "Yes, I did." She asked, "Did you sleep well?" Daniel replied, "Yes, I slept very well." His mother said, "That is good." Daniel looked at the breakfast table. There was bread on the table. There were eggs on a plate. There was also a bowl of fruit. Daniel said, "Breakfast looks delicious." His mother laughed. She said, "Thank you." Daniel sat at the table. His mother served him breakfast. Daniel said, "Thank you, Mom." His mother replied, "You are welcome." Daniel started eating. He enjoyed his breakfast. While eating, he looked outside. The morning was becoming brighter. More people were walking outside. Some children were going to school. Some adults were going to work. Daniel finished his breakfast. He drank a glass of water. Then, he stood up. He carried his plate to the kitchen. His mother said, "Thank you for helping." Daniel said, "You are welcome." Then Daniel went outside. He wanted to enjoy the morning. He walked into the garden. The grass was still wet. Small drops of water were shining. Daniel walked slowly. He listened to the birds. He enjoyed the fresh air. He saw his grandfather sitting under a tree. Daniel walked toward him. He said, "Good morning, Grandpa." His grandfather smiled. He said, "Good morning, Daniel." Daniel sat beside him. His grandfather asked, "Why are you awake so early?" Daniel replied, "I wanted to enjoy the morning." Grandpa nodded. He said, "That is a wonderful habit." Daniel asked, "Do you wake up early every day?" Grandpa said, "Yes, I usually wake up early." Daniel asked, "Why?" Grandpa replied, "Because mornings are peaceful." Daniel looked around. He understood what Grandpa meant. The garden was quiet. The air was fresh. The sunlight was soft. Everything felt peaceful. Grandpa said, "A good morning can give you a good start." Daniel listened carefully. Grandpa continued speaking. "When you wake up early, you have time to think. You have time to plan your day. You have time to learn something. You have time to enjoy nature." Daniel said, "I want to make this my daily habit." Grandpa smiled. He said, "That is a good decision." Daniel looked at the sky. The sun was now higher. The clouds looked golden. Birds were flying across the sky. Daniel felt grateful. He said, "I am lucky to have this peaceful morning." Grandpa said, "Gratitude makes ordinary moments special." Daniel thought about those words. He wanted to remember them. He decided to write them in his notebook. Daniel went back inside. He found his notebook. He opened a new page. He wrote the date. Then he wrote, "My beautiful morning." He started writing about his morning. He wrote, "I woke up at 6 o'clock." He wrote, "I opened my window." He wrote, "I enjoyed the fresh air." He wrote, "I had breakfast with my mother." He wrote, "I talked to my grandfather." He wrote, "I enjoyed the peaceful garden." Daniel read his sentences. He felt proud. He was practicing English. He was also writing about his real life. He realized that learning English could be simple. He did not need complicated topics. He could talk about everyday things. He could talk about his morning. He could talk about his family. He could talk about his food. He could talk about his garden. He could talk about his plans. Daniel decided to practice speaking. He stood near the window. He started speaking aloud. "I wake up early in the morning. I brush my teeth. I wash my face. I have breakfast with my family. Then I go outside. I enjoy the fresh air. I like peaceful mornings." Daniel repeated the sentences. He tried to speak clearly. He did not worry about mistakes. He knew that practice was important. After speaking, he went back outside. His friend Alex was walking near the house. Alex saw Daniel. He waved his hand. Daniel waved back. Alex walked toward him. Alex said, "Good morning, Daniel." Daniel replied, "Good morning, Alex." Alex asked, "Are you going for a walk?" Daniel said, "Yes, I am." Alex asked, "Can I join you?" Daniel said, "Of course." The two friends started walking. They walked along a quiet road. The road was clean. The morning air was cool. Alex said, "The weather is wonderful today." Daniel said, Yes, it is. Alex asked. What did you do this morning? Daniel replied, I woke up early. I had breakfast with my mother. Then I talked to my grandfather. Alex said. That sounds nice. Daniel said. It was very peaceful. Alex asked, Do you always wake up early? Daniel said, Not always, but I want to make it a habit. Alex said, That is a good idea. They continued walking. They passed a small shop. The shop was opening. The shopkeeper was cleaning the front door. Daniel greeted him. He said, Good morning. The shopkeeper replied, Good morning, boys. Daniel smiled. He liked greeting people in the morning. It made him feel positive. Alex asked, Where should we go now? Daniel pointed toward the park. He said, Let's go to the park. Alex agreed. They walked toward the park. The park was beautiful. Many people were exercising. Some people were walking. Some people were running. Some children were playing. Daniel and Alex sat on a bench. They watched the people. Daniel said, There are many people here. Alex replied, Yes, everyone is starting the day. Daniel looked at his watch. It was almost 7 o'clock. He said, Time passes quickly. Alex said, Yes, it does. Daniel remembered his plans. He wanted to study English. He also wanted to read a book. He wanted to exercise. He wanted to help his mother. He wanted to finish his homework. Daniel told Alex about his plans. Alex said, You have a busy day. Daniel laughed. He said, Yes, but I will manage my time. Alex asked, How do you plan your day? Daniel replied, I write my important tasks. Then I complete them one by one. Alex said, That is a good method. Daniel said, It helps me stay organized. The two friends stood up. They decided to return home. On the way home, Daniel noticed a small bird. The bird was sitting on a wall. Daniel stopped for a moment. He watched the bird. Alex asked, What are you looking at? Daniel said, Look at that little bird. Alex looked at it. The bird suddenly flew away. Daniel smiled. He said, Even a small moment can make us happy. Alex agreed. They continued walking. Soon they reached Daniel's house. Daniel said, Thank you for walking with me. Alex replied, You are welcome. Alex went back home. Daniel entered his house. His mother was cleaning the kitchen. Daniel said, Mom, I am back. His mother said, Welcome back. Daniel asked, Do you need any help? His mother said, Yes, please. Daniel helped her clean the table. He put the dishes away. His mother thanked him. Daniel said, I am happy to help. After helping his mother, Daniel went to his study room. He opened his English book. He read a short story. He found some new words. He wrote them in his notebook. The first word was peaceful. He wrote, The morning is peaceful. The second word was fresh. He wrote, The morning air is fresh. The third word was habit. He wrote, Waking up early is a good habit. The fourth word was grateful. He wrote, I am grateful for my family. The fifth word was routine. He wrote, I have a morning routine. Daniel read all the sentences aloud. He repeated each sentence twice. Then he closed his book. He looked at his notebook. He felt happy with his progress. He understood something important. Learning English could be part of his daily routine. He did not need to study for many hours. He only needed regular practice. He could learn from his own life. He could speak about his morning. He could describe his activities. He could talk with his family. He could talk with his friends. He could write simple sentences. He could listen to English stories. Slowly, he could become more confident. Daniel looked out of the window. The morning was almost over. The sun was shining brightly. The garden was full of light. The birds were still singing. Daniel smiled. He thought about his grandfather's advice. A good morning can give you a good start. Daniel agreed with him. He had started his day with a positive mind. He had spent time with his family. He had enjoyed nature. He had walked with his friend. He had practiced English. He had helped his mother. He had learned new words. He had made a plan for the day. Daniel felt proud of himself. He decided to continue this routine. From that day, Daniel began waking up earlier. Every morning, he opened his window. Every morning, he took a deep breath. Every morning, he said, "Good morning." Every morning, he practiced English. Sometimes he read. Sometimes he listened. Sometimes he spoke. Sometimes he wrote. Sometimes he talked with his friends. He never stopped learning. His English gradually improved. His confidence gradually grew. His mornings became more meaningful. He learned that a good morning was not only about waking up early. It was about starting the day with a positive mind. It was about using time wisely. It was about appreciating small things. It was about learning something new. It was about spending time with people we love. It was about taking care of ourselves. It was about being thankful. Daniel wanted to share this lesson with others. He told Alex about his new routine. Alex liked the idea. Alex decided to try it too. They agreed to practice English together. Every morning. The next morning, they met again. They greeted each other in English. They talked about their plans. They practiced new words. They corrected each other's simple mistakes. They laughed. They learned. They encouraged each other. Slowly, their English became better. They discovered that learning could be enjoyable. They did not need to feel nervous. They only needed to keep practicing. Daniel's beautiful morning became the beginning of a new habit. It changed the way he started his days. It also changed the way he learned English. He learned that English was everywhere. English could be practiced in the kitchen. English could be practiced in the garden. English could be practiced while walking. English could be practiced with friends. English could be practiced through stories. English could be practiced every morning. Daniel was happy with his progress. He knew that he still had much to learn, but he was no longer afraid. He understood that progress takes time. He understood that mistakes are normal. He understood that practice creates confidence. He understood that small steps can lead to big changes. He looked at the bright morning sky. He smiled and said, "I will keep learning." He picked up his notebook. He wrote one final sentence. Every morning is a new opportunity. Daniel read the sentence again. He liked it very much. He decided to remember it every day. The morning had taught him many lessons. It taught him to be grateful. It taught him to use his time wisely. It taught him to enjoy simple moments. It taught him to practice English. It taught him not to fear mistakes. It taught him to keep moving forward. Most importantly, it taught him that change begins with small habits. Daniel closed his notebook. He prepared for the rest of his day. He felt ready. He felt positive. He felt confident. He knew that tomorrow would bring another morning. Another morning would bring another opportunity. Another opportunity would bring another lesson. And another lesson would help him grow. Daniel smiled one more time. He looked at his family. He felt thankful for them. He looked at his garden. He felt thankful for nature. He looked at his notebook. He felt thankful for learning. Then he began his day. He carried his positive attitude with him. He knew that every day was a chance to become better. And from that beautiful morning, Daniel learned that a good day begins with a good mindset.